Yo, 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 it's your boy Jay Smith, Baba, and Miss Kitty Cat in the building where everything goes media. And today I think we're going to have a pretty dope conversation. You know, welcome back to the show. I'm going to pass it off to my brother Baba.
What's going on, bro? It's been a minute, right?
It's been a while.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's up, Kat?
Hey,
How you
I'm
doing?
so glad we're finally
Kitty.
back
We're
on
back.
the show.
Yeah.
EGM, baby. Everything goes media. We're in here. So I'm gonna start off with an icebreaker.
Yep.
Let's do an icebreaker real quick.
Okay.
So, all right, how do you guys unplug from social media? How do you unplug from social media? How you unplug from your phone? Because it seems like everybody's plugged into their phones. There's a lot going on around the world. There's floods. There's wars. There's all type of stuff. So how do you unplug from the social media world?
For me, I just go to the gym, you know, turn my phone on silence and take that time to just go work out, work on myself, take care of myself, you know. That's how I do.
That's real. That's good. What about you, Jay?
Man, you know, running a social media platform, you know what I'm saying, and just, you know, being in media, I say that's been very difficult nowadays, you know, when you have to be in the know. And on top of that, incorporating that with, you know, my nosy self wanting to kind of be in the know for personal things, you know what I'm saying? Man, what that looks like for me now is just is more watching shows, you know what I'm saying, watching a good show or watching something educational, you know what I'm saying. If I'm going to utilize social media, utilize it more on the educational route, you know what I'm saying, to actually be learning something and not just engaging in foolery is what I'd say.
That's real. I like that. I like that. Binge watching a show.
Yeah.
Going to the gym.
Yeah.
You
But
know.
are you still using your phone while you watching those shows?
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
So,
know a lot of
and-
people
and-
that do
yeah,
that. They're so attached to their phones. You know?
Yes, I'm pretty attached to my phone right now, I'd say. You know, like, so, yeah, which is kind of sad. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's hard to detach when it's right there. Somebody calls you, somebody texts you, you got to answer back.
Right.
So it's tough. But for me, it's the gym too.
The gym.
The gym.
Yeah.
The gym helps me, but I still listen to music.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
respond to a text. But the only time I feel like we do really unplug is going to sleep.
That's
So I
true.
feel like for me, it's nap time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
It's nap time.
And that-
It's
and that
adult nap
sucks.
time.
It sucks.
Yeah, the film is very addictive.
So, I mean, I think this would be like to reverse that then, like as a content creator, you know what I'm saying? Like, what would your ideal, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to be a part of social media. You have to be engaged.
Yeah.
You know, so in that aspect, like, what's a healthy way you would advise somebody to, you know, or what's the importance of disconnecting, you know? Because it's like, especially when social media is work for you.
Yeah.
You know, like how would you say? I know y'all both mentioned like the gym. How does that look like actually pulling that plug though?
Ladies first.
My advice would be it's important because when you're constantly on the phone, you're missing a lot of sleep. Like
Okay.
for me, working overnight and not getting any sleep, and when I get home, of course, the first thing I do is take a shower and stuff like that. And then when it's nap time and I'm still on my phone, I'm like, oh my God, I have about, you know, so and so amount of hours to get this amount of rest
Yeah.
because I know I got to continue on the, you know, the rest of the day. I have to go back to work. I know I need to get some rest. So I have to like sometimes force myself to put my phone down because
Yeah.
I know, like, you know, we're all like addicted to our phones.
Yep.
There's so many things that I feel like the reason why we're so addicted, there's so many resources that we find on the phone. Like,
Yep.
if you want to Google anything or like you want to set an alarm, everything, there's a lot of reason why we use our phone.
Yep.
So, and it's also really important to just put that down, detach yourself away from it for a couple of minutes or a couple hours, because like sometimes it's like watching the news. You
Yeah.
might find something happy on the phone, or you might find something sad.
That's true.
So you don't always want all those information. Like, you're already overwhelmed with your regular daily lives, and then
Yeah.
you see something bad, and you're like, oh my gosh, you just don't messed up my whole day.
Yeah, not for sure.
You know?
Honestly, for me, I'd say, what's it called, man? I've constantly kind of been trying to be intentional with deleting all of the I would say the fuck shit off my page. You know what I'm saying? Like people who are only engaging in negative behavior, or you know what I'm saying? Because I like the ratchet shit. I'm gonna be honest
Me
with you.
too.
It's addicting.
It
You know what I'm saying?
is. Keeps me entertained.
But me trying to like be that, you know, fight the evil spirits to jump into that more conscious being and conscious state, you know, I'm like, all right, delete. You know what I'm saying? If it's just too ignorant, I gotta delete you, you know. So baba.
No, that's real. So I don't know, for being a content creator, I felt like I had the pressure more like now, right, than even when I had my cafe, because it was easy for me to do that.
Yeah.
Like when I had my cafe, all I had to do was just let people come in, try the food, do a little quick video of them trying the food.
Yeah.
Now I gotta find articles. I gotta
man.
find things. I gotta find that. So yeah, now you gotta be in tune, but it all does come to your news feed like automatically.
Yeah.
So it is important as a content creator to find a way to plug into the relevant stuff, but also get away from the negative, toxic stuff that could mess up your focus. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
solid.
yeah. So I think it's kind of like figuring out what works and what doesn't work. You know,
That's true.
what you want to feed yourself. You know, there's two wolves inside of you. There's a black wolf and there's a white wolf. You know, and it's a native Indian saying like you gotta feed the wolf that's with the light. You know what I'm saying? That's taking you toward a better path. You know what I'm saying? So you can associate those two wolves with either good or bad. You know what I'm saying? So
That makes sense.
but yeah.
I like that. I like that. You know, so, you know, we had a pretty dope conversation that you know, it was a dope topic that was in social media, right? And so it was a lot of argument. It was a lot of conversation going on about postpartum, right? And you know, so with the postpartum conversation, do men deal with postpartum as well compared to, you know, to women? And you know what I'm saying? We just wanted to have like an educational dialogue. You know, we have this sister here, you know what I'm saying, wonderful sister Kitty. You know, I want to be educated on, you know, just what that looks like, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, what is postpartum depression, you know what I'm saying, for the lay people who don't have an idea. What does that look like? You know what I'm saying? The things that we don't see, the things that are not so common. You feel me?
What that looks like, messy hair day, mom's overwhelmed, she has to pump, and sleepless, you know, she's sleep deprived and looking for attention also, but she also got to give her full attention to her baby, you know.
Yeah.
And all of that, one person, or either the baby needing you or the husband needing you, and it's like it's all overwhelmed because it's like you're tired from the hospital for the first couple of days. You know, I mean, the sleeplessness, it goes for weeks.
For sure.
But that first week of couple of days after giving birth, it's like so hard. You're trying to like recover from that. You know how you like have a hangover and you're like trying to recover from that, but like that it's not the same. But it's just like, okay, I just had a baby and I'm trying to love myself again. I see this big floppy stomach in front of me and I'm trying to feel pretty again, but I'm always having to attend to a baby that's crying in the middle of the night, and I'm like, it turns into depression, you know, and you just trying to be the best mother that you can, loving that baby and making sure that you're not beating yourself up. You just gotta, as a mom, you gotta think that you're doing a great job, you know. But it could also look in a different way where it's like, okay, I'm sad. Nobody's listening to me. Nobody's paying attention to me. Nobody's helping me. You know, sometimes men are just there. You know, not every man caters to their wife or girlfriend when they have a baby. And it's very important that he's there supporting her, like giving her a little bit of time in a day to like take a naps. Or, I mean, if he's at work in the day and he comes home at night, let him take over, let her pump. Or if they're not doing the pumping situation, they're doing the milk, you know, the canned milk, let him be the one go make the bottles, let the mom sleep for a little bit. It can mean so much to a mother instead of it leading into more postpartum.
For sure. No, yeah.
So, okay. I know men don't go through postpartum. I know before I said they go to a similar sense, but it's not really postpartum. Postpartum is something that it's a woman condition, right? That's scientifically termed as a woman condition after post labor, right? After post giving birth, right? So, but what I hear you talking about, just to play devil's advocate, is just being tired, being worn out. This is like human qualities that happens when you do things that take effort, that take time. You know what I'm saying? There are emotions that come with that. So for me, it seems like it's more of a sensitivity type of situation than more than really going through something. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you really are going through something. It sounds like you're going through an emotional battle with yourself. Not with the man, but the man does have to understand the fact that you're going through a sensitive emotional state right now. You know what I'm saying? Where little things can hurt you. Somebody can say something mean, like, oh, I'm not finna pick that up. You take care of that child. You breastfeed him. I gotta go to work. And everything they say can hurt your feelings.
You
know what I'm saying? So that's what it sounds like to me. It's more of a emotional support, emotional sensitivity than a chronological medical induced state of being after giving a child birth for every single woman. I don't think every woman is that sensitive to giving or feeling some type of way about giving birth after birth. You know what I'm saying? I don't think every woman has these postpartum feelings unless it's like geared toward, oh, my baby daddy is not here, I'm raising this child by myself. Even if they are having a father figure or a husband situation, it's still a situation about how they feel about giving birth and not being able to do all the things they could do as a woman. You don't see men complain about that. I'm just saying.
But
you don't see men complain about being men though.
Let me tag.
The reason why you think that most women don't, or the women don't feel that way, is because of support. Support plays a big role. Like if you have a village behind you, you're not gonna feel like, oh my God, this is so much. I feel overwhelmed. Shit. If
you gotta say that. Say that one more time. Say that one more time. Start over. Say it for the people. For the people in the back. Say that one more time.
Like if you have a village behind you, you're not gonna feel overwhelmed. You're not gonna feel like you ugly today. You're fat today. Because if I have my mom watching the kid, I can get up and go to the gym, even if it's like a week after I had a baby. Because you're still, after that, people still get to go to work, right? What makes you think you can't go to the gym after that? Because once you start working on yourself, you start feeling like yourself again, you know? But if you don't have any help, you're doing all of that by yourself, you're going to feel sad. You're going to feel depressed.
Honestly, okay, if you choose to have, I'm having some technical difficulties with my mic. If you choose to have a kid, right? And whatever man you choose to have a kid with, right? Whether he has a certain level of income, certain level of maturity, certain level of love and care and affection for you, you chose this man. And the consequences that come with that might make the process of living with this person, being with this person, much more difficult than what you intended it to be.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this though, because all right. So I can say I agree, right? I definitely agree with the situation on the choice of who you choose to be with, right? But I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like when it comes to the postpartum conversation, like I can say that I dropped the ball, genuinely being young, dumb, and just ignorant to like the needs that a woman needs. You know what I'm saying? Like going through that. And like I grew up in like kind of a nonchalant kind of family where it's like we didn't express love, we didn't express emotions. Like the women were very strong. The women didn't complain too much. The women didn't say too much when they were hurt. You didn't know what was going on, right? And so I just always felt like I said, my son's name is pretty much an honor to the woman like in his life, right? I'm not gonna say my son's name. But, for the sake of the women in his life, you know what I'm saying? That's because it's just an honor to the women in his life because they're such strong women, you know? And I feel like it's unfortunate because a lot of the time strong women or just strong people in general don't get the support that they deserve, right? And so with that, I had that mindset and I'm thinking that my lady is like this superhero and you know, I didn't show up in certain ways that was beneficial. She's like, oh, like my legs hurt, and I'm like, hey, she was a strong woman. Oh, bet you got this.
Oh, no.
Or it was just so much stuff where it's like, okay, I'm going to go knock out a bunch of hours at work, so you don't have to go to work. And I'm thinking that that's cool, you being home with the kid. But like you're saying, just simply that time to go to the gym is essential. It's a girl at my job, a lady at my job, right? She mentions a lot of the times with like white folk, she's like, yeah, man, Jay, you got to be the one that's dropping your son off in the morning. I'm like, his mom does that, you know? And she's like a big Liberian sister to me, African sister. She's like, no. And so I'm like, you just capping, like I get white men do this, but I noticed this weekend I was on the treadmill at YMCA in Elk River. I seen so many white men leaving the gym with their little toddlers. It was one guy, he had like a quadruplet. It was 4 kids, 4 little like 3-year-olds, right? And so I'm like, no, like that time that he's spending taking the kid away, the mom gets time to relax. She gets time to recoup. And that shit is necessary, bro. And I feel like I'm saying this as like an African man, like what I would do different next time is put more of that effort, bro, because the same effort I didn't put into that, it caused a lot of hindrance into my relationship. And that's me and my growth mindset.
And that's what I'm saying about the maturity part, right?
Yeah.
A man has to be mature enough to understand what he's getting himself into in a commitment.
Yeah.
And then a commitment that leads into having a child. You know what I'm saying? You have to do all these things that Jay is talking about. You have to be aware of all these things.
For
if
sure.
you're not aware, you're definitely going to fail your partner.
Yeah.
And you're failing your partner is not something that you can reverse. You can't go back and like, I wish I would have done that. I wish you can do things afterwards to make things better.
Yep.
But you can't go back in time and change it. But I do think postpartum is a real thing. I do think some women are speaking to the emotions of postpartum more than the challenges of postpartum. You know, we don't know what those challenges are as men, but if we do, if I'm in a relationship with you and I have a child with you, right? If you tell me exactly what you're going through, I know exactly what you're going through, I would change that. I would help make that better for you, like Jay said. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the cause. We don't know what's going on. So that's why we gotta have these conversations about postpartum.
Hey, so we do got some what's it called? We got F1 in the back. So what's it called? It's some questions coming in, right? So you go ahead, just read them off, and we're gonna answer the question.
Sam Foley said, women change more than men. And as a man, we gotta love every version. Postpartum is a new version of her. We gotta love.
Okay.
I like that.
Shout out to my boy Sam Foley.
Yeah.
You know,
MLSP hype.
yeah, hey man, my brother, that's great, man. He's a great father. What's it called, man? I love my boy. He was a dope football player. I seen him teaching this boy some football drills.
Nice,
I was very proud of that. But no, you right, brother. I agree.
I like that statement because, you know, a lot of men tend to find, you know, when you meet a woman, most men are physically attracted to a woman. So after having a baby, guys are like, oh, she's different. She looks different. Like, you instantly want her you want to mold her into the girl that she was before the baby. So it's like, you have to love that stage of her now until she can be able to fix herself again if she wants to, you know.
I would say, like, man, like, I really wish... man, I just wish it, honestly, like I really wish it was, there's a lot of guys out here who just don't care, right? Mm-hmm. You know, for someone like myself, I really wish that dialogue was just a thing, because I genuinely didn't know, you know what I'm saying? I was very ignorant. I'm like, all right, you know, but like, what advice would you be to young men that's about to have a kid, so they're not such of a lay person, you know what I'm saying? And also to women to be able to effectively, express like their needs, because I feel like that goes unheard.
Right. First, I would like to say, men need to stop thinking that we got this as women. You know, we're human, just like you guys are. You know, if you wouldn't want to see somebody take up all of this burner and you think you're fine, I get up, feed the baby. I get up, bathe the baby. I get up, take the baby to school, or like, you know, you have a newborn baby and then you have like a 5-year-old that have to go to school. And then when the mom has to take the kid to school, she has to take the baby, the newborn. And you're like, oh yeah, she got it. No,
Yeah.
Get in there and be like, babe, let me hold on to the new baby and take the 5-year-old to school, or you take the 5-year-old to school or something.
Yeah.
That is so important. As new fathers, it's so important to do whatever you can to help your woman. She don't have it all. When you see older men who are like been married for like 25 years and you ask them, how do you make it last that long? They're like, there's no gender rules in the house. He goes in the kitchen to wash the dishes.
Yeah, that's true.
She don't even got to ask. And that is like, I wish a lot of little boys or younger men knows that. Like, it's so important to help around the house. She don't need to ask you. It's common sense.
No, I feel
I know common sense ain't common for everybody, but come on.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel it. And I appreciate that. That's some good feedback and that's some good coaching. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, hey, I know damn well if I have another one, hey, it's going to be 10 times better. You know what I'm saying? And it's like sometimes as men, we just need to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? My brother Baba.
Yeah, man. Well, we got another segment, right?
Yeah, my man Trump.
Trump done gave some comments, made some comments or compliments. I don't even know if it's a compliment or insult or a slap in the face to our Liberian president, who came to visit and talk about working together with the U.S. About expanding their collaboration together. So while they're talking, Trump says, to the president, what's his name?
Joseph.
What's his last name?
I forgot to pronounce his last.
Baraka.
F1. How you pronounce his last name?
Joseph Boyka.
Buaka.
Joseph Boyka.
You gotta say it the Liberian way.
Joseph Boyka.
So he told Joseph Boyka
Yeah.
that he speaks really good English.
Fine English.
Beautiful English you got there. How did you learn that?
I talk to my Liberian man and I say this and that. Speak.
Hey, Kitty, we gotta. I want to record that.
And all that.
What good English you got there?
So,
Right.
is that an insult if a white person tells you speak good English,
All right, so
or is that a compliment?
I'll take this one. Okay, I'm gonna do this one for my ancestors. Right?
Period.
Come on, man, don't hurt him, bro.
First off,
Don't hurt him, bro.
First off, when we look at a xenophobia, right? I feel like those comments, because talking to my sister Kitty here, I love like her sentiments on what's it called, the standards that Americans have when it comes to English. You know what I'm saying? Like just the standards when it comes to English, and it's like you were saying. Hopefully, I don't take your sentiment. But it's like we don't even speak the naturalized English as well. It comes from where? The UK, right? From England, right? And so with that, it's like Trump is telling this president that he speaks good English, and he's equating that to the English that we speak here in America. You know what I'm saying? Not even giving recognition on to where English, originated, right? And so I think it's very disrespectful when white people say sentiments like that, because it's the same thing as back in the day in the 60s or during, let's say, Jim Crow era, or even when we were engaged in chattel slavery. Oh, that boy's well spoken. Oh, he's well spoken. You know what I'm saying? Like they would utilize these things.
Calling grown men boy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They would equate well spoken to like they would utilize when you look at how when they would sell slaves on the auction block. Oh, that boy don't talk back. Oh, that boy's well spoken. Oh, that boy. That's the same verbiage that the white man would utilize when they were selling slaves.
Right.
So now, I don't think it's appropriate at all for any white man to even have any type of conversation about how I speak as a black person. You don't have the merit to judge my colloquialism. You know what I'm saying? Or my verbiage at all. You don't have the merit to do so. So that shit was very ignorant. I think a lot of Liberian folks, we struggle with an identity crisis, right? A lot of Liberians they're not proud of being Liberian, because we don't never get no damn recognition. So the one time that we do get some damn recognition, we taking that, even though it's extremely offensive, we're taking that as, oh, okay, this is our chance to be put on the map. You know what I'm saying? It compared to, no, hey, that's not the recognition that I'm gonna accept. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the same Liberian people who well, what's it called? Keep our people in bondage. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if you can accept that compliment, bro, you can keep our people in bondage. You feel me? The millions and millions of dollars that we get will go to the politicians. You know what I'm saying? If you got that mindset, you willing to sell out our people for some recognition. I think it's bullshit, and I think it's racist. I think it's xenophobic. I think it's horrible. And if you're a Liberian person who stands by that comment, you're ignorant as hell, and you need to educate yourself. If you're a black person who can accept that type of compliment, you're ignorant as hell as well. And I'd advise you to educate yourself on, you know what I'm saying, just on proper etiquette. Like, I don't know. But I'm going to pass that to Kitty.
Yeah.
I'm just so frustrated. I'm sorry. I can't even speak.
I get it. You have every right to feel the way you feel because I believe that's disrespectful, you know. And if anybody, you know, that is a white person telling me that I speak very well for a Liberian person, and I'm like, what do Liberian people sound like? What am I supposed to sound like? You know, we're expected as black people to code switch depending who we are around. You know,
Talk that shit.
You know, so it's kind of like, it's okay when you're in a professional area because you want people to get to understand you. You talk differently when you're at home because you're at work. So you don't want people to be like, what did you say? Or I don't understand you. Or even sometimes it's simple English. They're so as ignorant and like, I don't know what you're saying. Because they just want to be disrespectful, especially the Americans too. It's not just the white men. But yeah, we shouldn't even accept that compliment. Accept that as a compliment, like, telling the president that he speak good English. Where did you learn that? Nigga, what?
I like that, but I hear that compliment all the time.
You know?
I hear, or compliment, or comment, or slap in the face. I hear that all the time. Okay?
Oh, for sure.
So, for me, it depends on who's saying it, right? And which way they're saying it, right? Because for the simple fact that I don't speak this language that I'm speaking right now, I mean, I speak it well, but I don't speak it as my native tongue, okay? My native tongue is Wolof, Serial, Mandingo. That's my native tongue, okay? Just like a Native American, they're not really Native American, they're American. They don't speak English. So if somebody came and taught me English and taught them English, and I'm able to speak it better than somebody who's white, you know what I'm saying? If Trump said, oh, you speak English better than some Americans I know, how true is that? You know, is he good at using pretenses, past tense? You know what I'm saying? Is he better at doing that than other people? You know, it could be. In some areas, is his distinction a little bit better than others? Is his vocabulary better than others? It could be, you know. And I think the way he summed up what he was saying to Trump was really moved by those words and how he summed up what he wanted to do and what the whole meeting was about in that little bitty sentence that he just said. Because I heard what he said. He said some powerful things in just a little bit of time, and he kind of took his time, and it seemed like he was kind of a little bit, you know, it seemed like he was pacing himself. You know, where in American distinction, you're fast, rapid, you're talking fast, you're saying things right away. You know, I mean, obviously there's a certain type of level, rate of speech, but I think it depends on how we look at this white man that's talking to this African man, right? I think a lot of us want to say everything that Trump does and says is egregious, or is racist, or is discriminative to the person that he's dealing with. But that's not always the case. You know, that's not always the case. I think we need to look at the fact that maybe white people don't have the right words to compliment us. They never have. You know what I'm saying? They say you people. They never have the right words. So everything they say, even one of our friends,
everything they say sounds
ignorant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it just sounds ignorant, even if it's a man.
So peep, right?
That's a nice black shirt you got on.
So I think right. I love what you said, my brother, right? So I have a wonderful professor, you know what I'm saying, a mentor, named Dr. Tamrat, right? One of the biggest Pan-Africanists in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? Very well connected, revolutionary. And so when I was studying, not my organizational but multicultural education, so a lot of the times he would talk like, you know, in some of the gender studies and just, you know, the whole program, he would mention like, I'm a sexist, anti-sexist. I am a racist, anti-racist. I am a homophobic, anti-homophobe, right? So with that being said, this country was built off of all of these isms, right? You know what I'm saying? So we would be crazy to say that we don't implement these biases and we don't implement these isms within our daily framework, right? I'd be like myself. I might be like, damn, that woman don't know how to drive, you know, inside my head. I have to understand that as a man, what's it called, that comes with certain privileges that a woman doesn't, you know, that she doesn't obtain as well, right? And so with that, so like, and that's me being cultured, you know what I'm saying? So I think the bigger issue with Trump's with the bullshit that he spewed, it goes to show how evident systematic racism is, right? Because I mentioned all of these isms. That is a systematic, like, you know, a systematic thing, a systematic implementation of I'm tongue tied right now. Implementation of like how these isms are, you know, sewn into this country, right? Yeah. And so I say that to say, was he trying to give a compliment? I believe so. Was it appropriate? No. I don't even believe that he understood how inappropriate his comment was. How, you know, I don't believe that he does, because of the privileges that he had. I mean, that he grew up with, and like the lack thereof, barriers or hardship that he had to face in his life, right? So with that, it just goes to show who we choose to be president and who we choose to lead the country. Yeah. And that's the bigger issue. The fact that we choose someone who's so unseasoned and so uncultured, you feel me? That's our problem, because that's who the hell we voted in. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that I'll leave it with that.
Right. Because I think, you know, it could have been put in a way where it was a compliment. It's just the word that he used. Because sometimes when you hear other people talk, let's say if I'm talking to a guy and then he's so intellectual, like he's talking to me and I'm like, I'm so impressed. Yeah. I'm in love with the way you talk to me because of the words that you're using. Yeah. He could have said, I'm impressed by the way you talk, instead of saying what a good English. More of like the way you word things is more effective. Like, okay, that's disrespectful. Mm-hmm. But do the Liberians really speak good English? Man. You know, because you can go back and say from our surrounding, what we see in our community, I believe it was a compliment when it comes to that.
I think we got the best English in Africa, right?
You think Liberia got the best English?
Baba, I think we got the best. Yeah,
we don't even speak English, so I don't even know what that. I'll be like,
we got the best English in all Africa.
This. You know, they be saying some stuff. You be like, I come and go. What is I come and go? Like, you want like,
man, you going there? Are you going there?
Hey, Trump stamped it though. Hey, so
what Jay Hollywood say? Are you going there?
Trump stamped it, so I'm going with it. Hey,
no, because that part just gets me.
This is stamped by President Donald J. Trump. Liberians have the greatest English in the whole world. No one speaks better English than Liberians. Yeah, also, and I'm taking that.
Yeah, also got the best jollof rice.
We do.
Jollof, we do.
We really do though.
You know
I was being sarcastic.
Jollof rice so sweet.
Where you want to put foot?
Wait till Trump says it, then it's gonna be a problem.
Oh Lord,
right. That's gonna be a problem when Trump says y'all got some good jollof rice.
Man.
Okay, but how do you? Okay, check this out. Yep. So that's cool. I appreciate that. So let's move on. Okay. You know, we're not gonna get into this debate about what Liberia got, because they got some good things. Okay. Y'all got a lot of good things. Y'all got beautiful women. Y'all got good food.
Look at
you know what I'm saying.
Look, kids.
Yeah. Right here. Yeah. Example A. What did you say? Peer A, peer I, peer A, peer A. Not slam. But no, so the next thing we want to talk about is obviously it just happened last month. We had the Boom Island shooting, but the shooter was caught this month. So it was a young man from Spring Lake.
Okay.
Spring Lake Park. Yep. Spring Lake Park. Yep. So, which is a suburb, very far away from the Boom Island Minneapolis location.
Okay.
So it's definitely not saying that people don't travel to Minneapolis to have fun and have a good time.
Yeah.
There's definitely been shootings or criminals, should I say, or individuals caught committing crimes in Minneapolis, but they live in different cities, you know, where it's Bloomington, Brooklyn Park,
Yep.
St. Paul. There's been killings of people, of individuals who live in that specific city in Minneapolis, but it's being done by individuals who live outside of Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
because
how
it's
it
such a
is.
good place for everybody to come and hang out and have fun.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, people don't look at Minneapolis like, they don't look at Northside like that. They always think Northside is a dangerous place, but why is it a dangerous place when y'all coming over here to have fun? When y'all do come and have fun, y'all end up shooting somebody that's from Northside. So how many acts of violence are people from outside of our community that live in the North Side coming in to commit acts of violence to make us think that North Side is such a bad place to live and hang out at? Even the little girls and kids can't hang out at the lake, you know, at Boom Island, you know, which is right next to the Mississippi River. People were jumping into the water.
Speaking of Uncle Trump, he said, when they come, they don't bring their best.
Who are you talking about?
When they come to Minneapolis, they don't bring their best. No, I'm just sorry. I just had to. What's it called?
Is that what he said?
When he was talking about Mexico, it's like, when they come, they don't bring their best. They bring the criminals. They bring
Oh my
the.
goodness.
For real, that's what they do. When they come to Minneapolis, when they come downtown Minneapolis, they don't nobody come with no good intentions. They come in there, they thinking that Minneapolis is so dangerous, so they bring their own guns and they get into it with somebody from Northside.
Yep.
And then something happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, stay your ass from what city you in and stay your ass over there. I don't even live in Minneapolis no more. I grew up over there, but if you not from there
Yep.
and you going over there to cause harm, I feel like that is such a wrong way to go about coming to that city. And then you're creating a wrong narrative for the same community that you're a part of, same culture you're a part of, because of your own ill-advised actions and thinking.
So, bro, real quick though, like, can you just give me a little breakdown of like what the hell happened at Boom Island? Like, what, like, give me your take on.
So, Boom Island has always been a hangout spot. Like, we all go to Central Park and Brooklyn Park. We all go to Noble to hang out. So, Boom Island is a staple for a lot of younger crowds. So, you got the YNs.
Is that like Southside or where's that at?
That's North Side. So, that's right on Broadway, right by the North Loop. Okay, so right there by you ever heard of BJ's, a strip club? It's old. Okay, or Cliffs, Norman and Cliffs. Bar. It's right over there. It's by Poppy's.
Okay, across the bridge. Like, okay.
Yeah, across the bridge.
And it's next to the water. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So it's by the honeybee, where the honeycomb used to be.
But behind that, right?
Behind that.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
So it's behind all of that.
Yep.
Okay. So so it's a hangout spot. Everybody goes there to hang out, drink, smoke, have fun. It was supposed to be an event where they supposed to hang out at the park. You see what I'm saying? Just like I said, we all go to Central Park. It was supposed to be an event thing where they continuously doing things at parks, popping up. You know what I'm saying? Whoever set up the event, that was the theme, it seemed like, to go to the park, hang out, have fun, you know, pop out. You know what I'm saying? So it was no cost to the event. It was, everybody was showing up for free. It was no security, obviously. It was just kids hanging out. In that same area, you can actually rent boats and go cruising on the Mississippi River. So you can rent boats. There's people out there who rent those boats out there. But at the time of the event, it was late evening. So it was like 7, 6, 8, 9, all the way into 10 o'clock, all the way into 11, that event was going on. So so anything could happen that night. So when it passed that dawn period of 8, 7, and it gets to the late evenings, you got people pulling up, you know, in different unmarked cars, tinted windows, you know what I'm saying? So everybody got license to carry. Everybody got guns. You got 16, 17, 18-year-olds with guns. You know, I mean, you just seeing a truck that crashed on I-94 or I-35W, and it had nothing but ammunition in it. You know what I'm saying? So it just shows you how close that community is to the violence and the gun violence. It's literally right down. It's going down I-94. They're bringing the guns down right down North Side. You know what I'm saying? And they're dropping it off to the gun stores at Bill's or wherever you at. You know what I'm saying? So and we got local drug dealers who can get guns. We got local street people that can get guns. We got civilians that can get guns.
Yep.
We got people who are selling guns, who are making guns from 3D printers. We got people who are making switches. And a lot of this stuff is happening, but it's not happening all on the north side. Like, I'm not meaning like the individuals who are causing the issues are not from the north side. They're literally coming from outside cities and causing problems in the north side.
Oh wow.
Okay, so I mean, you don't never see that too often in a lot of different states and stuff like that. You don't go to LA and they be like, oh, somebody from Venice, or maybe like a really, you know what I'm saying, nice area came all the way over to this area to go kill somebody or shoot somebody.
They do that a lot in Philly.
In Philly, okay, Philly.
Because I live in a suburb like Norristown, where, you know, when I was younger, and that used to be like a, you know, it wasn't a perfect, but it was more like the hood of, you know. But it wasn't as bad growing up when I was like in 5th grade, and you have people coming from the city, which is like North Philly, or like, you know, coming in our neighborhood and causing so much trauma to other children, you know, to the point where it's like it got so bad, and you're like, Norristown is not like that. But nowadays,
no, were they coming from like suburbs, like very
they're coming
good
from
suburbs?
the hood. North Philly is like the hood.
Well, he's talking about like coming from like very nice suburbs, and going to the hood and causing issues.
problems.
They're coming from the suburb.
They're coming from Rochester, Burnsville, Bloomington.
Yep.
That's backwards.
St. Louis Park, Brooklyn Park.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
So imagine.
Brooklyn Park is a suburb, y'all. So just let y'all know.
Where?
Brooklyn Park is a suburb.
Oh yeah.
Brooklyn Park is considered a suburb.
It is. You got houses that are worth over $400,000-$500,000.
Yeah.
Maybe certain parts.
$250,000, $500,000. Yeah, certain parts.
Specific.
Certain parts.
Don't get caught locking on 6th Train.
On 63rd, look.
On 63rd, Brooklyn Center. Oh, Zane is
from 63rd.
What part of Brooklyn Park is 63rd?
I'll take you. You want to go?
Take it to the O.
You want to go to the O? You want to go to the train? You trying to go to 063?
I guess.
Let's go to 063. You know, we go to 063.
Yeah, that's Sosa himself right there. That's Sosa right there. That's Sosa.
300.
But nah, so let's go to, you know, so there's this YN culture, right? Because there's not a lot of OGs. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, like you say, it wasn't so bad because you had the YNs, the young guns, back in the day, getting put on notice by the OGs, so they won't do stuff like that. But now you got a lot of old people going to jail, so you don't see a lot of older people on the block telling people to do
on their own,
exactly,
doing reckless stuff. You know, that's true.
Exactly. So that's the problem. That's another thing. There's this YN culture. There's OG culture. There's these unks now. You know, but nobody's stepping in.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody's
really
showing up at the Boom Island events to make sure everything's going good. But guess what? After somebody gets killed, you see all these men with these uniforms talking about something they're trying to keep the peace in the community. You know, I think we need to watch and be active. There are organizations that are doing that after the fact, but we need to do it before the fact. So we need to be proactive than reactive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I think that's a good conversation for us to have.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know the black community, a lot of the times, like, you know what I'm saying, like, we like a lot of people get offended when they talk about the whole situation, like, when someone dies at the hands of the police, you know, they're like, you know, we get certain communities that's like, hey, what are you guys doing to police your own community before this happens? And then we say it's the most offensive thing. But no, we need programs, and we need people who's going to step in and police our own communities. You know what I'm saying? Right. And make sure this stuff is not what's it called.
Yeah, and we need people in leadership. We need black mayors, black leaders, black teachers. And when they tell us that there's no representation, it's because we are not representing ourselves. So if we don't, African, white, Asian, whatever nationality you are, if America is the greatest assembled nation of all different cultures. Yeah. It's only right that every culture get a seat at the table before we get to a level of understanding or equity in any form, shape, or fashion. So we want to get there. There's always going to be this narrative of people telling stories about our communities being misrepresented or not having allocated funds to do the things that we want to do for our community,
Yeah.
it's just totally false. It's just up to us to go get the funds. We got to have those mayors in position to do that. We got Mayor Carter, we got Mayor April Graves, we got a mayor in Brooklyn Park that's black. So we are making some progress.
Yep.
If you see in different cities and states that when they have black leaders and stuff like that, the community changes a lot.
Oh, for
you
sure.
see lower rate of violence and things like that.
Yep.
So it's up to us. And when they say that, it's really mean up to us.
Yeah,
And
that's
it means
true.
the smart, intellectual black men need to step up. The hardworking men, the brave men that ain't scared to go out there and stand in their community and represent their community and die for their community.
Yeah.
And tell people no and tell people to stop.
Yep.
You know, when they're doing something wrong. That's what we
true.
need. So,
Yeah. So what's the call, man? Definitely great show. You know what I'm saying? You know, our time is kind of running down, you know what I'm saying? But yo, we plan to come out with some great content, you know what I'm saying? Like everything goes media, bro. Like we look forward to a lot coming from us, you know. My brother Baba, my sister Kitty, you know what I'm saying, the whole team, F1, Amos, you know what I'm saying, the whole team, you know what I'm saying, Anna, what's it called, Mila, you know what I'm saying, the whole squad, you know, we plan on coming out with some great content. And yeah, so any you know, what's our takeaways, Miss Kitty? What we take away?
You go
I put her on the spot.
Right, you got me cut up.
I say, yo, check this out. Listen, check this out. Yo, postpartum is definitely a woman situation, a woman life-changing situation, and that men have to adhere to and be aware of those challenges. So, for a fact, I'll take that away. Another one is definitely Trump is definitely an asshole, but it's about what you say.
It's about how you say it, not what you say.
Thank you.
You know?
Appreciate
Yeah.
you, sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So we got YNs, OGs. Make sure if you're an OG, represent the OGs.
Yeah.
Tell the YNs to turn down, calm down, put the guns down, get the gloves up. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
for sure.
Shout out to Growing Up TV.
So, yo, that's Everything Goes Media, baby, and we are out. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
Peace
See
out.
you next week.
Peace.